So, the way to control people in 2022 is through that, basically. And we will move into other forms of control as time progresses. You know, this digital era we got. So, before it used to be with whips, right? We no longer got that. Now people are controlled through that. In the future, it's going to be. In the future, it's going to be digital methods. So, the Federal Reserve is at the center of all this, right? And if they want to implement their own digital currency, then they got the perfect way to control people, right? Because you won't be able to use cash and do whatever you want, right? And then if you add electric vehicles to that mix, then you're super screwed, because you can't go anywhere if the government doesn't want you to go, right? So it's a pretty scary future where governments can do whatever they want. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't get to that point. But if we're not careful, that's where we're headed. And it seems like we're headed that way. And no one wants to stop it. So, as the previous video title stated, when I was talking about the Federal Reserve and the banking agenda. So, raising rates and lowering rates, I believe, is part of a plan to obtain more control over this country and over other countries, because the Federal Reserve lends dollars to other countries, right? So if lowering rates incentivizes people and corporations to indebt themselves, and then raising rates causes them to go bankrupt, and thus the banking sector can acquire more property, right? Well, I haven't heard, like I mentioned, I haven't heard Peter Schiff mention it that way. I think it's a plan. If you listen to other speakers, such as Alex Jones, for example, he believes that the elite want to control society, right? And they're doing it through various forms and methods. But Alex Jones, the blind spot he has is that he doesn't understand that the Federal Reserve is the root of it. So ever since the Fed was implemented, right, in 1913, it's been like a cancer growing in the US. And it's been obtaining more and more control over the world, right? So if you can print money, which is what they do, then what's the next step, right? Well, you obviously, you want control, right? That would be the next step. they already control the whole market. Like they raise rates by 0.25%, which is nothing, and stocks crash. It's crazy. So they control the market at this point, and if it continues this way, they're going to keep controlling more and more things, and enslave society even more. Keep people on the hamster wheel, right? It's that's the way I see it. The rat race. Keep you on a perpetual rat race. That's what it's about. And what's crazy to me is people are so focused on watching sports games and, you know, watching these crappy TV shows, and they don't pay attention to what's really going on in the background. They don't pay attention to the censorship that's going on. And it's crazy. The fact that Elon Musk just purchased Twitter, to me, is amazing. I would have never thought that would have gone through, and he's using it for good. For now, of course. Hopefully it'll continue that way. You know, giving people what they need, which is a voice, which is what big tech has been trying to remove. They've been trying to remove people's voices through censorship and shadow banning and removing people off platforms and what they call a cancel culture. If you look at the interview between Andrew Tate and Valuetainment, it's a 5-hour interview. One of the things Andrew Tate said in that video was, when he was censored from all platforms at once, even his Uber was removed. His Uber, his bank accounts closed, social media, everything, in one fell swoop, all of a sudden, overnight. To me, that's insane. That's an insane amount of control and power that corporations use. And I believe government is using corporations to obtain power over the population, because we have freedom of speech, right? According to government, but they can use corporations to do their plan. That's what Machiavelli talks about in his book, using others to achieve your plan. That's basically the same thing. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, share, watch my other videos. Have a good day.